live from Richmond Studio at the University of Illinois. This is Illini Sports Night.
March is here and things are already getting a little mad for Illinois basketball. Welcome to Illini Sports Night, everyone. I'm your host, Anna Ekberg.
And I'm Saeed Bravo.
Now, even though Illinois men's basketball season is over, we are entering my personal favorite season. I'm going to let you take a guess.
Bracket season?
It's bracket season, baby.
Baby.
It's March. Welcome to March. We got brackets coming up soon, but before we get into all the bracket talk, let's talk about our Illinois men's basketball team.
Let's do it.
Today, the men's team moved up to number 9 on the AP polls after winning their final games of the regular season. That means it's tournament time. Brad Underwood's squad will be taking a quick trip up to the United Center in Chicago for this year's Big Ten tournament. With a conference record of 15-5, the Illini have secured the number 4 seed in the bracket, which means the everyday guys earned a bye straight to the quarterfinals. Illinois is set to play their first game on Friday, where they will play the winner of Game 8, which is number 5 Wisconsin versus number 12 Washington or number 13 USC. We had wins against Washington and USC, but unfortunately, one of those OT losses came from Wisconsin. So if we have to play either of those 3 teams again, how do you think the Illini are going to come out?
I think certainly it'll be interesting.
I agree.
But I do think that in some cases, maybe you do want to see this as a test run and, bring on the worst opponent, the best opponent you can have. So then you'll see whether or not this team is ready for what many consider the real tournament, the March Madness tournament.
Absolutely, I agree, yeah. And there is also a chance that we could play Michigan, which we know is a powerhouse basketball
100%.
team this season. How do we also think that's going to go? We had a loss from them earlier in the regular season, but like we said, it's March. Anything could happen. So
It'll certainly be fun. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, while there is so much to look forward for Brad Underwood's team. In fact, the legacy of the 2025-2026 Fighting Illini basketball team is still to be determined with the tournaments ahead. It's still worthwhile to look back on the accomplishments of this past season. Of course, Illinois finishes with a 24-7 record. It's the most wins in one regular season since 2006. A 15-5 conference record ties the previous program record for most conference wins in a season, a record previously set by Underwood back in 2021. But in many ways, this season will be remembered for a couple of things. For one, the ascension of superstar freshman Keaton Wagler, who broke the Illinois freshman scoring record late last month. He also finished with 9 20-plus point performances, including an insane 46-point performance at Purdue in January. Despite going 17-0 in non-quad 1 games, Illinois had itself so many exhilarating wins. And some would say they had as many of those as they had soul-crushing losses, going 0-3 in overtime. But hey, like we said, it's do or die now. It's March, so a totally different world now.
Absolutely. Now, moving over to the women's team, the Illini made it to the quarterfinals of the 2026 Big Ten tournament before falling to the Iowa Hawkeyes 64-58. The team had 2 promising wins under their belt before facing Iowa, beating Wisconsin 82-70 and a ranked Michigan State 71-69. But while the Illini were playing their way to the quarterfinals, the Hawkeyes were already there. The 2 seed and now the number 7 women's team in the country had a 2-game bye before they faced the Illini on Friday. Even though the Illini's Jasmine Brown-Hager led both teams in scoring with 22 points, it wasn't enough to clinch the win, and the Hawkeyes would end up making it all the way to the finals of the Big Ten tournament. However, a title was not in the cards for Iowa this year. The number 1 seed and number 2 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, are the 2026 women's basketball Big Ten champions. Jasmine Brown-Hager, what a play, what a game, and congratulations to UCLA, new Big Ten inductees, but they're an outstanding team. They have a great coach. They have great players. All those girls are so tall, too.
Yeah.
Recruitment's on point as well, so congratulations to UCLA. Now, regardless of Jasmine Brown-Hager's standout performance against Iowa, the standout player for Illinois in the tournament was freshman point guard Destiny Jackson, as she has now etched her name in the record books. Jackson now has the most assists by a freshman in program history. On Wednesday, she reached a season mark of 151 assists against Wisconsin to set the freshman record. After 2 more more games, Jackson is leaving the tournament with a total of 167 assists. With a new record now under her belt and a strong rookie campaign, Jackson earned all Big Ten freshman team honors by both coaches and the media.
And it doesn't really stop there. The Illini may not be the Big Ten champions, but they're still racking up awards. In fact, Barry Wallace was unanimously named to the first team All-Big Ten team by league coaches last Tuesday. This is the sophomores' first Big Ten postseason award ever. Wallace started all 29 games with the Illini and ended the regular season with 544 points. Can you believe it? Freshman Ciara Parchment also joined Destiny Jackson as she was also unanimously named to the all-freshman Big Ten team. The Illini are the only team to have multiple players on the all-freshman team. Now the waiting game. The NCAA tournament selection for the women's bracket will be dropped on March 15th. Now, Shauna Green has publicly said that she believes her team will be a tournament team. And after winning 2 games in a Big Ten tournament, there really isn't much of a doubt that this team will be in the tournament. But what do you think? I mean, this team has been incredibly, they've overperformed expectations, and they, of course, have those stellar freshmen, and they're doing this without Gretchen Dolan, one of the key pieces of this team.
Absolutely, I agree. I would have to agree with Shauna as well that I do believe this team will make it to the NCAA tournament. Of course, we don't know how far, but we will obviously see. They had a good run in the Big Ten tournament. Iowa is, of course, a great basketball school in general for their women's program, and they were a great team this year, again, with UCLA as well, with them to follow. So, I don't know. Like we always say, we will just have to see. But I do believe they will make the tournament. And I want to give my flowers to Barry Wallace as well. Even though she's a sophomore on the team, she is kind of a veteran. She was one of the few returners, and so she definitely deserved this award for sure, as well as all the other outstanding freshmen on the team.
That's right. What a job Shauna Green has done.
I know, right? Crazy. Absolutely. Now, men's and women's gymnastics held their final home meets of the regular season this past weekend. How the seniors said goodbye to Huff Hall up next.
When we work together, we achieve the extraordinary. Across the state, we're breaking down barriers and bringing people together. And we're developing solutions that ensure all communities benefit from the progress that innovation inspires. The University of Illinois system is leading the charge to co-create a brighter future for everyone. Let's achieve the extraordinary together. The Illini track and field teams have been at the top of the podium
all year long. This year, the men and women had 18 NCAA Indoor Championship qualifiers, which is the most in program history. The women's team alone had an outstanding 13 championship qualifiers, which is not only a program record, but it's the most by any team in the NCAA this year. The Illini took over on the field events, but are led by high jumper Rose Yaboa. She's been setting the bar high all year and is coming off a Big Ten championship title. She is heading into nationals projected as a top 2 finisher. Junior Sophia Beckman is a name all Illini fans should be familiar with by now. The former gold medalist has had a record-breaking season all year and just recently took home a Big Ten indoor title in the long jump. Beckman committed to Illinois on the promise that head coach Petros Kyprianou could help her achieve the sky-high standards that she had set for herself. The pair focused on perfecting Beckman's mechanics, which was just what she needed. Earlier this season, she set the national leading mark in the long jump at 6.85 meters. The Fighting Illini women's track team looks to continue to make headlines at the upcoming NCAA Indoor Championships on March 13th through 14th, and Beckman hopes to continue to show up and show out for the Fighting Illini. The men are adding on to that success with 5 championship qualifiers and are led by freshman star heptathlete Luke Pelkmans. Pelkmans has been setting records since he walked onto campus, and he comes into nationals as the number 2 seeded heptathlete. The 2 teams will travel down to Birmingham, Alabama, with hopes of an indoor national championship title.
All right, the Fighting Illini wrestlers wrapped up the Big Ten championships this past weekend after 2 days in Pennsylvania. The Illini ranked 6th as a team with 74 points. However, there were lots of individual successes. Most notably, Cannon Webster walked away with a bronze medal at 157 pounds after defeating number 7 seed Brandon Cannon. This is Webster's second time medaling in the Big Ten championships. Last year, he won silver at 149 pounds. Now, Webster, along with 7 other Illini, have qualified to the NCAA championships, which will take place from March 19th to March 21st in Cleveland.
The 7th-ranked men's gymnastics team held its senior day festivities this weekend. 4 seniors took the floor at Huff Hall for the final time and made the most of it against number 4 Ohio State. 4 event titles were claimed by the Illini. Senior Tate Costa scored a season high on the floor exercise, and grad student Sam Phillips did the same thing on the horizontal bars. Junior Brandon Dang took home the pommel horse title, but his teammate, senior Connor Miklos, was close behind him, scoring the second highest mark. And the vault title was won by junior Garrett Schooley. Regardless of the 4 titles, Ohio State pulled through with the win by less than 3 points. The Illini will then travel to Lincoln this weekend to close out their regular season against the number 3 Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Illini women's gymnastics team competed at Huff Hall one last time this season just yesterday. Carson Fenlon was there for the seniors' celebrations. Carson, how did the team do in their final meet at Huff Hall?
Well, Anna, Sunday was the last dance for Illini senior gymnasts in front of their fans. The team had one of their best meets, scoring a season-high team score of 196.175. Fans brought all the energy for the Illini as they battled the number 3 team in the nation, Alabama. Senior Aaliyah Burns showed out for the Illini as she set a meet and season high on the vault. Her talents aren't only in gymnastics, as she is also a 2-time academic all-conference member, showing dedication to academics and her sport. Byrne is a team captain this season and was nominated for the AAI Award, highlighting the top senior gymnast in the country. In her senior day video, she expressed gratitude for her family's support throughout her career. And her family was there supporting her, especially her flag-waving father. I talked to Daniel Byrne about cheering on his daughter and the other Illini.
I enjoy it. I love what it brings to the team. I love the feeling that it brings to the crowd, and I don't know, the hype. I get joy from the hype, and I get thank yous. Like literally just outside, just a minute ago, somebody said, "Thank you. You were killing it out there."
Well, this was their last time in Huff Hall. The Illini will host the Big Ten Championships at the end of the month.
Now, Carson, you described Aaliyah Burns' dad as flag-waving. Is there anything else you can tell us that just kind of encapsulates the fan that he is?
I mean, he's always the one standing up, cheering on his daughter, even other Illini gymnasts too, like always going up to the parents, and he could strike up a conversation with anyone. He's just this big ray of positive energy at all the gymnastics meets.
I love that. Well, I'm sure his energy will be missed since Illinois gymnastics is done, but thank you so much, Carson.
Women's gymnastics also celebrated Senior Day this past weekend with a matchup against number 3 Alabama in front of a big crowd at Huff Hall. The Illini stayed within arm's reach of the Crimson Tide, but fell just short. Senior Aaliyah Byrne set a new season high on the vault with the highest Illini score of the event and tied sophomore Chloe Cho on beam with a mark of 9.85. Tally Jolson saw her taste of action on the floor as well, leading off the Illini rotation with a 9.725 mark. Two other seniors, Megan Sapp and Ariel Ward, were also recognized after the meet.
Huff Hall also hosted as a big homecoming for nearly all of Alabama's women's gymnastics staff. But most notably, Alabama's associate head coach, Justin Spring, made a long-awaited return to Champaign. Spring was a 4-time NCAA individual champion and 13-time All-American during his Illini athletic career. He also served as a coach for the Illini for 16 years, 12 of those as head coach. This was his first time returning to any gymnastics-related events in Champaign since he left for Tuscaloosa back in 2022. He brought his team to Kenny Gym and all the memories came flooding back. He said the history of Kenny Gym and the alumni that came before him is what he cherishes the most.
When we walked in, they were like, wait, you were serious? I'm like, yes, this building is 130 years old. And men's gymnastics has been in it the entire time. Like, it's crazy. And so like, I feel that, as a freshman, you heard stories of alumni that are some not even alive anymore. And it's just a lot. And I'm thankful for every one of those, it's the reason Ashley hired me to come to Alabama. So.
As I mentioned before, Spring isn't the only Bama coach who made a stop in Champaign. Head coach Ashley Johnston had a one-year stint as an assistant coach in 2017. Assistant coach Ross Thompson was an Illinois gymnast from 2016 to 2019 when he helped lead the Illini to 3 consecutive third-place finishes at the NCAA championships. Then he served as an assistant coach for the 2024 season. And finally, Evan Manavong is the Tide's events and program relations coordinator. Manavong competed for the Illini for 5 years, graduating in 2024. A little rain might stop a baseball game, but it doesn't get in the way of family. Updates on the Diamond coming up after this short break.
One system with a clear mission, statewide impact for the public good. We offer pathways that develops talent to not just work, but thrive. Our research turns breakthroughs into solutions for industries, healthcare, and everyday life. From Chicago to every region, we collaborate to solve problems together. Our impact grows each year, measured in billions added to the economy, jobs supported, and lives improved. Urbana-Champaign, Chicago, and Springfield are home to world-class classrooms, labs, and clinics. We partner with communities to improve health, education, and opportunity. The University of Illinois System. Join us to build a thriving Illinois for generations to come.
Welcome back to Illini Sports Night. The Illini softball team saw some struggles in the team's latest performances at the Cardinal Classic in Louisville, Kentucky. While the team only walked away with a lone victory, you can point to Kyrie's Click for sealing that win. The sophomore stepped up in a big way to open the Classic. Long Island University entered the event without a recorded win on the season, and in the bottom of the 6th inning, the teams were tied 1-1. Click opened the inning for the orange and blue, but quickly fell to 0-2 in the batter's box. However, Click would send her 3rd home run of the year over the center field fence. The long ball sealed the game and kept the Sharks searching for a victory. The Illini travel back home to host the Iowa Hawkeyes to open Big Ten play on this Friday, March 13th.
Now, last week, Illinois took on Eastern Illinois here in Champaign. We're talking about baseball now, or at least that's what was supposed to happen. Abigail McAvoy was out in the rain last week. Abigail, how did that game finish out?
Yeah, so while the game might have gotten rained out after the 3rd inning, Illinois Field still held a decent crowd. There were even a couple former players of the head coach Dan Hartlib coming out to support their team. Here's what they have to say about what they look forward to for the rest of the season.
You're in Champaign. Let's hope it's a successful Big Ten season and they get to the tournament.
Fans were sad to go after the 3rd inning due to the inclement weather, and there is yet to be a rescheduled game against Eastern Illinois.
Now, what else did you learn about the crowd that was last week?
Yeah, we had a couple dedicated fans that wanted to stick out the rain delay, but after an hour, they had to call it, unfortunately.
That's what happens when it rains in Champaign. Thank you so much, Abigail. But after the weather blew over, the baseball team started off conference play this past weekend in California, so weather not much of an issue there. Despite winning their previous 5 games, the Illini fell short against USC and lost all 3 games. That's right, they got swept. The weekend was so rough, in fact, that they weren't even able to score a run until Sunday's game. Even though they started strong with 2 runs in the 1st inning, they ultimately lost 5-3. Freshman A.J. Putty and senior Will Johannes continue to shine offensively. Both players had a multi-hit game on Sunday. Junior Ryan Ohm also looked good this past weekend after Saturday. The relief pitcher has now pitched 7 2/3 scoreless innings. The Illini will host Western Illinois tomorrow at 3:30, and they will look to get back into the win column.
We're swinging into spring, which means it's time for some tennis. How the Illini started their first weekend of conference play after this break. Stay with us.
What happens when a university isn't afraid to ask impossible questions? You discover new ways to feed the planet. You redefine the limits of human potential. You revolutionize healthcare. You reveal valuable perspectives. Most of all, you find a community who believes they will change the world together. If you're bold enough to look for solutions no one else believes are possible, you belong with us at Illinois.
The University of Illinois was built to serve everyone. That means we're building solutions for you, no matter where you are. From growing food and expanding healthcare to training teachers and first responders, you'll find us in every county in our state and every neighborhood across the nation. As a public university, our impact isn't just for those who study here. It's for your family and your community. No matter where you are part of what we're building. You are an Illini.
Welcome back. The 11th ranked Illinois men's tennis team officially opened Big Ten play at home this weekend. Elliot Casey was at Atkins on Friday night. Elliot, how was opening night?
Yeah, Anna, the energy at Atkins Tennis Center was electric Friday night as the Illini opened conference play in style, securing a 4-0 sweep over Oregon to extend their winning streak to 7 matches. It all started with a few gritty battles in doubles, where all 3 matches went to a tiebreaker. The Illini claimed wins on courts 2 and 3 to grab the lead early. On the top singles court, 23rd-ranked Kenta Miyoshi went toe-to-toe with Oregon's best to keep the home crowd on their feet. Freshman Zach Viala turned in a dominant double bagel performance to quickly double the advantage. Senior William Mraz tallied his 8th straight set singles win in a row. But the story of the night was French sensation Gabriel Debreu. Last week's Big Ten Freshman of the Week delivered a straight set victory on court 2 to clinch the win for the Orange and Blue.
I was coming back from an injury from my wrist and an injury on the shoulder, so the trust was not very good at this moment. So I think to accumulate matches and win, that helped me this weekend to step up a bit more.
The sweep marked a massive milestone for head coach Brad Dancer as he reached his 400th career victory.
Now, Elliot, I know that you said the Illini had a match on Sunday. How did that go?
Yeah, Anna, so the number 11 ranked Illini kept that momentum going Sunday against the Huskies with yet another 4-0 sweep. That's now the Illini's 8th win in a row, and in all of those wins, the Illini claimed the doubles point.
Well, that's awesome. Let's hope to keep that streak going. Thank you so much, Elliot.
Hey, let's do a little switch over to the women's team, who also started their Big Ten season on the road. Adam Edwards joins us in studio, making his ISN debut. Adam, how did the women's team do this past weekend?
Thank you, Saeed. Illinois women's tennis opened up conference play this last weekend with a sweep at Nebraska and a close loss at Iowa. The Illini defeated the Cornhuskers 4-0 Friday night on the road, with sophomore Tess Bouquet helping bring home wins in her singles and doubles matches alongside her partner, Alice Zhu. Sunday saw the Illini travel to Iowa, where they lost 4-3. Zhu won her 3-set singles match over Iowa senior Nikita Vishwase, putting the Illini on the board after they fell behind 3-0. The Illini enter this week with 5 wins and 7 losses, and will face off against Bradley on Wednesday before their first conference home match against Northwestern next Saturday.
Now, Adam, I understand you have a bit of a nugget on Alice Zhu. What do you got for us?
Well, yes, Saeed. Alice Zhu, not only is she helping the Illini on the court in conference play, off the court, she is majoring in computer engineering.
Oh, wow. Wow, I can't imagine studying that. Now that is some real stuff.
Yeah, that's a very tough major to have, and also play tennis on top of that. Well, thank you so much, Adam. The Illini men's golf team traveled to Las Vegas earlier last week and showed a strong effort against tough opponents at the Southern Highlands Collegiate. However, sophomore Trey Marion stood above the rest. Marion marked his 4th top 10 finish as an Illini, tying for 5th at the tournament and tying for his career best finish. The first time he hit this career best was in late September at the Wyndham Memorial. He had a 5 under par finish, but it wasn't enough to pull through with the win. The team shot a collective 4 under par score and finished 3rd out of 15 teams. The Illini travel to California for spring break, where they will play at the Palma Valley Invitational.
All right, with spring ball just a few weeks away, Illinois head coach Brett Bielema is still shaking up his coaching staff. Bielema announced 8 coaching moves last week, headlined by Chris Hurd being elevated to special teams coordinator. Mike New moves into the pass game coordinator position after helping Luke Altmaier rank among the Big Ten's elite passers, while former Illini quarterback Art Sitkowski will move from co-quarterbacks coach to the lone quarterbacks coach on defense. Archie McDaniel shifts from linebackers coach to outside linebackers coach. This, of course, after Bobby Hawk brings a lot of changes to the defensive philosophy as defensive coordinator. Now, the new look staff will get to work in just a few weeks as the Illini begin their spring practice period March 23rd.
That's all we have for you tonight on Illini Sports Night. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Anna Ekberg.
And I'm Saeed Bravo. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Monday.